More, more, more. Always wanting for more. I think that I should be probably classified as needs weak. I think that that's just probably how the next few conscious coffees is going to go, because yesterday I was talking about being needy and how our neediness restricts our love. That, we have this desire to be loved. We have a desire to feel loved, to be shown love, to feel lovable. We have a desire for connection and intimacy and all this kind of stuff. And when we have this neediness wrapped up around it, it really does hinder, it blocks our ability to receive love. It blocks our ability to receive whatever the subject is that we are trying to get more of or get some of, right? And then today, this morning, welcome to my world. Mom of 7, grandma of 4, busy clients and travel and all that good stuff and family. And, I woke up and had just a lovely, lovely connective morning with my partner, and then ran out the door to take my daughter for her driver's test, which she passed. So anybody in the state of Texas, especially in the Dallas area, guard yourself. There's a new driver on the road. No, actually, she does really, really great behind the wheel. Jules is a beautiful driver. She drove probably about 2/3 of the way home in January from Tahoe to Dallas, and she was a lifesaver. She drove all the way through Death Valley and did not kill us, which was a really awesome thing. And she took on night driving and twisty turns and high desert and snow and ice, night, dark, all that kind of stuff. So don't be too scared. She's got pretty good control of the wheel. She definitely put in a lot of miles over the first part of the year on that trek. But, off sitting there at the test site, and I was doing a call with a beautiful client, and this topic that I'm going to move into here, it was on the schedule for today for her. It was just where she was at and what was coming up for her. And it made me think while I was talking to her about how many people in my coaching career alone has come to me with this very topic of always needing more. And now her topic was around sex, but the reality is that we get into this need for more in all areas of our life. We forget to be happy with what we have. And she made this beautiful point. She's like, I just wish, because she was talking about her partner, and she said, I just wish that he could appreciate everything that we have, our beautiful relationship that we have, the beautiful friendship that we have, that we do have good connective sex, that I am having orgasms, that we are having, expanded sex, that we are getting to know each other at deeper levels, that our intimacy is growing, that we have all of this stuff. And her feeling is that he wants for more, never satisfied, and never really being grateful for everything that they have. And I was telling her, I said, it's common. She's like, I'm probably the only person that's, that feels like that. I'm like, actually, no. And it brought me back to a few years back. We're talking 5-6 years ago. I had this lovely couple who were my clients. And I remember her sitting in front of me telling me the exact same thing as this beautiful client is today, and she said, it's like I reach this level with my husband, and I fulfill everything that he's wanting, so he puts the line in the sand. She called it a rope. She says, he lays this rope down and he says, honey, achieve this. And I go toward it and I achieve it and I become it and I actually enjoy it and all that stuff. And as soon as I get to it, he's like, yeah, great. And he moves the rope a little bit further and making it that I'm never enough. What I'm doing is never enough. Who I am is never enough, always wanting for more, never happy with what he has. And I remember that coming from that particular client. And, this definitely shows up in the masculine and feminine relationships big time. And I see this with my couples all the time. I've experienced it in my own relationship. I had this very educational, beautiful in so many ways relationship a few years ago. where my partner, of 7 to 8 years, he always wanted for something more. And it got to the point where I was not willing to go the more. I learned myself enough. I explored enough. I expanded enough. I knew what my boundaries were. And so when that more came in and I wasn't okay with it, I directly said, no, that's a boundary. I'm not doing that. I've done that and it wasn't me and it didn't feel right and it didn't feel good. So, it was great learning it, but I'm a no this time. And the more I got right with where I was at and what my personal boundaries were in our sex and in our relationship, what ended up happening was I caused, because I wouldn't expand to his more and constant need for gratification to happen the way he wanted it to happen in the time frame with the extreme levels of experience that he was going for that wasn't in alignment to who I was. What ended up happening was he got frustrated with it, right? And it was, so we were now doing this where we were meeting so well, and as long as I was okay with the more and I allowed the push and I was good with it, he got exactly what he wanted in it. He got the adrenaline rush. He got the pleasure that he was looking for. He got the visual experience. He got the, all of this stuff going on that he wanted. And I learned and grew. But as soon as I learned and grew to that level where I was then right where I needed to be in who I was and knowing my likes and dislikes, and then I went, no, I'm not. I'm a no to that. I'm a no to that. Then there was restriction coming in love from him. Then there was frustration. Then there was even bitterness. And we are no longer together. Now, I'm not saying that happens in every single case in this desire for more. How we avoid the breakup of that is to, as my beautiful client today so kindly, said in her desire was, I just wish that he could be satisfied and look at all the good that we have. Look at the pleasure that we have. Look at the connection that we have. Look at this. To be so present and in gratitude for what we have that, yeah, we might want for more because we're human, right? And the human experience is always about desire. It's always about for wanting more. Every single day that we are alive, we're wanting for something. We're never completely content in the moment. That's how we grow. That's how we expand. That's how we evolve as individuals and as a society, is to want for more. But outside of that wanting for more for expansion, there is also the getting right, the getting real, and the being very present with, I am blessed right here. I have all of this. And to focus on the good, to really truly focus on the good. And this is what we don't do. We go, oh, yay, I got that. And then we shove it off to the side and it's meaningless. We no sooner get it and it becomes meaningless and we're off to the next best thing, the next shiny thing. We're like, okay, yeah, that was great. I achieved that next. I achieved that next. And we don't slow the fuck down and really appreciate the moments, the experiences that we have right here, the goodness of right here. Now I see this happening, it happens with our children, that's for sure. You watch kids, and kids go, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this for Christmas, I want this for my birthday. I'll never ask for anything again if you just get me this. And we fall prey to it, or they throw their tissy fit and we fall prey and we give in and we get them whatever, right? And they no sooner get it and they're wanting for something else. There's no gratitude for whatever they got, okay? And we go, well, they're kids. They don't understand that. But we adults, we do that, which is what I'm saying here about, like this little stories I've just told. That's what we adults do too. We just don't look at it like that because we're adults. It's different. No, it's no different. We're acting very much like the spoiled child that doesn't know how to be grateful for what they have and what they've received and what they're receiving in any moment. Because we're so focused on, yeah, great, I got this, but I want something bigger. I want something more. I want this over here. And we forget to have that gratitude for this. We do it in our friendships. We do it in our, with our family, with our sisters, our brothers, our parents. We definitely do it in our intimate relationships, and yeah, we do it in even in business and everything. We do it with ourselves. We do it with God. We are constantly striving for this more and never giving the attention to what we have. Therefore, we always live in this state of of emptiness. We live in a state of feeling scarcity. We live in a state of not feeling fulfilled. We live in a state of lostness, of hunger, of feeling as though it's never going to be good enough. It's never going to be big enough. It's just like, I just lost this luster for life and I don't know why. I feel empty around this. I feel hungry around that. I'm not getting enough love. Going back to yesterday's conversation around the neediness, is what causes resistance to whatever the subject is, right? It's the neediness for it. Well, here's more of that neediness. It falls into this idea that what we have isn't good enough. We're not appreciating what we have in all these different subject areas of our life. And so today I really encourage you to look at the area that you are going, I wish I had more of, fill in the blank, right? I wish this person did more. I wish, this in my life was more. I wish. When we are looking at that, I wish that I had something more. I want you to look at what you have right now. I want you to get really right with what you have right now and bring some fucking gratitude to it. Bring some appreciation to it and focus in on that more than the scarcity, because there's always more. As long as you exist, there's going to be more. You're always going to be hungry for more. There's always room for growth. There's always room for, greater potential in anything. But if you're focusing in on that void of what's not there, you're always going to be in the void. You're never going to be in the fullness, the richness of what you have. I encourage you to lean into the richness. Lean into the fullness of the relationship. Lean into the fullness of the connection, of the intimacy, into the abundance of the stuff that you do have. If you apply the appreciation to the stuff that you do have, that's how you get it to grow. Not by focusing in on, I need more. That brings us back to yesterday's conversation around neediness and pushing it away. I need more. Who the fuck wants to put up with somebody who you're constantly, in different ways, you're doing what you can do for somebody, but they're always going, yeah, but that wasn't good enough. Nope, I want more. I know you just gave me that, but I want more. And this, like I said, like I'm coming back to my conversation with my client earlier, this really does show up in the bedroom. It really massively shows up. I want a bigger orgasm. I want more sex. I want you to be a sexual goddess. I want, a porn star in the bedroom. I want this experience. I want that experience. Time. I want quicker, faster, harder, whatever it is. I want more adventurous. Now, I'm not saying completely shut out all that stuff. There's beauty in adventure. There's beauty in exploration. There's beauty in more sex. There's beauty in more depth. But the first step to achieving that is to be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for what you have. Start there. Start right there in that beautiful, rich spot of having, so that you can grow the having, instead of looking at the void around it. Okay? Just try that. Just try that for, like a week. Try to focus in on your blessings, and in whatever area that is, because you're blessed. You have some really great stuff in your life. I guarantee it. If you bring your attention to focusing in on the goodness that's in your life, the richness that's in your life, even if it's not in the subject area that you feel extremely scarce in, find the rich spot. Find the rich spot in your life and start appreciating the fuck out of it. And the other areas will start to fill in. They will start to fill in, but you've got to bring the appreciation to some form of richness in your life, somewhere. Find that subject that you do have a lot of. Find that subject that you do feel blessed in, and really focus in on that. And then watch out for the ripple, because it can be a beautiful ripple. There's no way that if you focus in on one area, that the other subject areas in your life won't follow suit over the course of time. Now, granted, it's not going to happen like this, okay? It does not happen like that. We have a gestation period. The gestation period is based on us, though, okay? There's no such thing as the overnight. The gestation period does take some time. Hence gestation, much like, making a baby and stuff. It takes time for the baby to grow. But here's the thing. We can choose how long that gestation period is by the thoughts we are thinking. What are we focusing on? Are we focusing on the richness, or are we focusing on the void? The more you bring your attention to the void, the more you're going to extend out that gestation period. It's going to take a hell of a lot longer for you to start seeing results if you're just focusing in on the void. It could take your whole lifetime, matter of fact, because you're so focused on not having that's what you're going to get. But if you're really, truly, truly focused with feeling, with connection around the blessings on any subject area in your life, you will grow the blessings in all subject areas of your life, and you can speed up the gestation period by focusing in on the gratitude. This is how you get what you want in your relationship, in your sex, in your, in your family, in your health, in your wealth, in any area that you're wanting for, and it's just not quite right. Slow the fuck down. Get appreciative about your blessings. Focus in on those blessings, and that's where the miracles will happen. I promise you. I absolutely promise you. But it requires you to take your focus off of the void of not having. And that's a tough one. It really is. It's a tough one for all of us. We all get caught in that little nasty spot of the void, and then we quickly look around, and there's evidence everywhere, right? There's evidence of us not being loved. There's evidence of us not having enough money. There's evidence of us not having enough time. There's evidence of us not being seen, being heard, having the connections that we want, having the jobs that we want, having the lifestyle that we want. It's all over the place. It is, but it's all over the place because we're applying our focus to it. If we start to focus on the things that we do want, then all of a sudden the evidence will start to show up and support that as well. Oh, yeah. Need. It's the topic of the week. I'm making it the topic of the week because, I thought to myself, come Monday, this topic will have changed. And since I thought that, what I've gotten is a flood of, nope, the subject's not changing for a bit. This is where we're at right now in the beautiful start of March. We are in a space of need. And I think that a lot of people have done a lot of clearing over the first part of this year, a lot of just transformation and taking their trash out. And anytime we take the trash out on anything, and here's the thing, the trash of our thoughts, the trash of our lives, we clear out relationships, we clear out, some different thought patterns. We start to make these shifts, right, in our life, and we try to really get the work done on thinking right, on acting right, on creating the habits that we need. And so we stop doing the things that we were doing that was sabotaging us. Well, that's taking the trash out in a lot of different areas. And we take the trash out, what does that do? That creates a space. It creates a space, and once we have that space there, we now are in a position to choose what we put into that space. So my message today to you is, what are you putting into that space? If you've done some work, if you've taken some trash out, you've done some transformation, you're working on yourself in different ways, now what are you going to fill that space with? You can fill it with love and abundance and connection and positive thoughts, and you can create the masterpiece life that you have only dreamed of and make it a reality. Or you can fall back into old habit, and you can just keep thinking those stinking thoughts and just fall right back down there and get bogged down by negativity and fear and neediness and restriction of all the good stuff coming to you, because nobody's restricting you from it but you. It is just you restricting yourself by thinking the thoughts that you're thinking and feeling the way you are. Take yourself out of that situation. View it from a different perspective. Become a witness to your life. Look at your life as though you were viewing a friend's life or somebody that you didn't even really know. Take your own emotion out of it and start to look at it from that third person, and I guarantee you that you're going to start to look at it and go, oh crap, that's what I need to do. Oh man, because if I was giving that advice to somebody else, this is what is very obvious. They're so clingy, they're so needy, they're so stuck in negative thought, they're so pessimistic, they're never happy about receiving. They receive something, and then all of a sudden they bitch about the receiving, and because it didn't come the way they want it. I see that all the time, by the way. People come to me and they say, I want an abundant life. I want to be a great manifester. I want to receive blah, 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 blah. And then they receive little things and they bitch about receiving the little things on the way to receiving the big things, and they wonder why it stops. I'm like, because you bitched about it. You bitched about the receiving of the little things. You didn't think very much of it. It didn't come to you the way you wanted. It wasn't the right color or something. And then what happened? Then you complained about it. So you put out there, I don't want to receive. And as soon as you lock that puppy down, well, universe God said, okay, fine. I guess you don't want to receive. So never mind. We'll go that way. We'll give it to somebody else because you obviously don't want it because you're not in gratitude for the little things. Get in gratitude for the little things. Watch what you're putting into that new space that you have created in your life. Is it love focused or is it fear focused? Okay? Watch what those thoughts, those feelings are. Focus on the positive. Focus on the blessings and watch miracles happen in your life. That's how you create that fuck yes life. That's how you call in everything that you want, from relationship and sex to money and health and time and everything that your heart's desires are. It's by focusing in on putting the right stuff back into that area, focusing in on the richness of certain spots, the subject areas that are rich, and not bringing your attention to the void. Events, local people, we have sexy. We have at the end of the month, Dallas Fort Worth, and anybody who wants to make it here, we are doing our annual oral intimacies class. And yes, oral intimacies meaning oral sex. This is for him and for her. It is a co-ed class. We are teaching all the tips, tricks, and skills and a whole bunch of education around oral sex for him and for her. So if with me or with Addison, this is the time to do it. Let's break into spring. Let's have a very, very turned on, excited spring, ending March, entering April with oral intimacies. Again, this is for Dallas Fort Worth people or anybody who can get their butt here. The link is in the comment section. It is a limited space event, so please don't wait until the very last minute to sign up for this, okay? This class sells out every single year. This is our 5th year, I believe, teaching this class, and it sells out every single year to the max. And once it's sold out, it's sold out, okay? This is limited. So make sure that you grab those spots today. Couples are welcome, singles are welcome. You know, it is definitely one of the more playful, exciting classes, but it is PG-13, meaning there's no nudity in this class, okay? So don't go thinking that there's going to be live demonstrations, because there's not, okay? There's not live demonstrations, but we are going to be learning a whole bunch of tips and tricks on oral sex for him and for her. So make sure that you click on the link, go there, explore it. If you have questions, message me, private message me, email me, text me, however you need to communicate with me. I am here to answer your questions around this workshop and get you signed up for it, because it only comes around once, only once. Typically we do it closer to March 14th, but March 14th is definitely not working this year with spring break and all that good stuff. And then, well, I have to go to Ireland, but you know, such is life. So end of the month, make sure you get your butt there. Other than that, look for all the events that are coming out. There are some really cool events. Addison and I will be in New York at the end of April. And we are going to be teaching a very powerful, very playful class called Sex in the City. This is going to be on modern sex and dating, okay? So this class will be a live training here on Facebook, open to men and to women. It's just going to be a very powerful, playful, filmed in New York in different destinations workshop for anybody who wants to know a little bit more about tips and tricks for modern dating, the way we live our lives today, and how can we have more connective, more turned on sex in our dating, in our relationships, and just in life in general. Make sure to check that out. Details will be coming out shortly on that. Anything else, if you want to learn one-on-one training with me, you want to work through some of this stuff that I've talked about, overcome your neediness, learn about intimacy, really learn how to connect with your partner at a deeper level, or how to manifest that turned on conscious lover into your life, message me in the comment section, private message me, text, email, you get the drill. Yeah, do something like that. Reach out to me. I have 2 spots available for my private coaching. Make sure that you reach out if you are interested at all. And as always, know that you're worthy of the life that you want, because you are, because you're a motherfucking amazing human being. You are worthy. God created you. Hello. God does not make unworthy things. So Know that. Know that right now. Feel it. Allow yourself to be it. When you walk past a mirror today, I want you to tell yourself, I am worthy. I am worthy of the life that... Really allow yourself to let that sink in and believe it. And as always, stop existing. Start living. And I will catch you tomorrow with another Conscious Coffee. Bye, everybody.